Now, if you can't manage your time effectively, how are you going to manage your day? And if you can't manage your day, well then, how are you possibly going to manage your business? Now, it sounds fairly obvious, I get that, but I can't tell you how many agents I speak to that have days that go kind of something like this. It's like, well, I sort of have an idea of what I want to get done on any given day, but then I wake up and I immediately bury myself in my email because I feel like I'm always trying to catch up. Then clients start calling me and emailing me and texting me, and I really want to take care of them as fast as possible because I feel like that's the only thing that really sets me apart in a competitive market. And then I have a random showing that came up, and then I'm doing this thing and that thing, and then before you know it, it's 10 p.m., and I still got a ton of email to get to, and it's like, man, I hope tomorrow's a better day. Real quick intro here if you don't know me, by the way. I'm Gregg Sugerman, and I help real estate agents and team leaders just like you better manage their time, their teams, and focus so that you're more productive and more profitable. Let's not forget about the profitable part, right? Now, I've also worked as the in-house performance coach and strategic consultant for the LitFat team at Compass. And in my first year working with that team, they have gone from 350 to 500 transactions, which doesn't suck. Anyhow, enough about me. Let's talk about a few things that the top 1% of all agents understand about time management. And I know this because I've worked with quite a few of them. So to start, they know that time is the single most precious and scarce resource that they have, okay? So if you lose your money, you can always make it back. If you lose your health, in many cases, you can get it back. Not always, obviously, I get that. But when you spend your time, okay, you are never getting it back. Once it's gone forever and cannot be replaced. It cannot be replenished. So let me ask you a question, okay? So what would you do if everybody you ever spoke to asked you for money every time you spoke to them? Every time you saw them, hey, can I get $100? Hey, can I get $100? You're not gonna give it to them, right? So why are you so willing to give your precious time to just everyone who asks for it the second they ask for it? Time is your most valuable possession, okay? And when you start to think of it that way, your decision-making process is going to start to change. Now, top agents also know how to prioritize. They know that if you chase two rabbits, you're not going to catch either one of them. And that brings me to the main point that I want to share with you today, which is this. Chances are that you have a bigger vision for your business than the one that you're experiencing right now, right? Maybe you're not even entirely sure how you want your business to look like, but you know for sure, whatever it is, it's not this. The problem is, though, that the things that you have to do to make that bigger vision a reality, whatever that is, okay? Whether that's taking the time to put systems into place to give you some desperately needed structure throughout your day, or consistently taking the time to nurture your warm leads and making sure that you always have higher dollar deals in your pipeline. What else? How about spending more time on high-level activities, whatever those activities are for you? Okay, so odds are you know exactly what those things are, but they're constantly sacrificed for the day-to-day, pay attention to me, I'm on fire type things that are getting in your face seemingly every single day, right? So that's the barrage of texts and emails and calls and Slacks and CRM pings. And if you're an agent in New York City, which is where I live, then you really know what I'm talking about. Now, a quote that I love that I use constantly is from President Eisenhower. You probably heard me, if you know me, you've heard me say this a million times. I've got two kinds of problems, the urgent and the important. The urgent are never important, and the important are never urgent. And so a way to ensure that you're actually doing the things that you know are going to get you closer to your big picture business goals is to first get them out of your head and off of your to-do list, okay? And get them onto your calendar. But done so in a specific way. So here's what I want you to do, okay? Each Sunday, sit down for a minute or two. And what I want you to do is identify your most important task for the week. Most important task. So that's MIT for short. I didn't invent this concept, but it works like gangbusters. Okay, so in MIT, the most important tasks are the things that are aligned, okay, with your long-term business goals, the important things that you're constantly putting off, preferably revenue-generating activities. Now, here's how you find your MIT, okay? You ask yourself, what's the one thing that I can get done that if I got it done is going to have the greatest and highest impact on my long-term goals? Now, it should be just like a few of these, okay? Don't start calling everything your most important task, or they're just going to get kind of like lost in the shuffle. Now next, identify action steps required to make those tasks a reality. Simple. Now an example would be, so if your most important task for the week is nurturing your warm leads, okay? Then you'd put it in your calendar, you'd schedule like spend 60 minutes inside my CRM, that kind of thing. Now know that as your week progresses, okay, you're gonna probably wind up having to call audibles, and that's totally cool, that's okay. That's the business, right? So each night before you're done for the day, which for a lot of you guys is like at midnight, make sure that you review the next day's most important task and if needed, add or substitute. But take the 60 seconds and actually do this. Right? This way, when you start work the next day, you're going to know exactly what your most important task is. And you can deal with all the incoming, all the day-to-day minutia that comes up right after that, but you're going to make sure that you crush your most important task. Now here's the secret sauce. Okay, if at all possible, what I want you to do is schedule the day's most important task for early in the morning. Now why is that? It's been proven that for most of us, our brain's highest cognitive powers happens like the first 3 to 4 hours that you're awake. So what do most agents do? Right? In those first 3 to 4 hours, they bury themselves in their email, which is basically the single most reactive thing that you can do, right? Totally opposite of being proactive. Now, you're more positive in the morning. You have a greater degree of control and willpower in the morning. The outside world doesn't yet have an opportunity to take your day hostage if you don't let it. Right? So you limit your distractions, and for an hour or 90 minutes if possible, you take care of your most important task, and anything after that is gravy, baby. You've already won, right? So anything else that you accomplish that day, total bonus. Now, if you put this into practice, you're going to start getting more done, and you're going to start getting more done with less effort. Your productivity is going to be off the charts, but you actually have to do this and stick with it. So, it sounds cool. You're watching this video and you're like, yeah, awesome. Doesn't help you if you don't actually execute. So I really hope this helps, but real important before I wrap up here, if you would like my help customizing this strategy and putting it into practice in your business, each month I'm opening up my calendar. I've been opening up my calendar for a dozen or so spots for a free 30-minute time management 10X call. Okay, it's you and me on a Zoom for 30 minutes. I say 30 minutes, it usually goes 30 to 45. I'm going to take a look at how your business is structured, how your calendar is structured, the systems you currently have in place. And I know right now a lot of agents are like, systems, what's that? Right? Together we are going to come up with a strategy or a habit that we can put in place in your business that's going to ensure that you start getting a lot more done with a whole lot less effort. And before you ask, okay, because I know some of you are asking, no, this is not some bait and switch where it's a poorly disguised sales call and I'm going to get you on Zoom and I'm going to start throwing all these creepy high pressure sales tactics at you. That is not my thing. I've been on the other end of those calls. I can't stand those type of calls. They're creepy, not what I'm about, okay? The purpose of this call is to help you, plain and simple, and I'm damn good at what I do. Now, if, and only if, at the end of your call, right, you want to talk to me about ways that we can work together, and if I feel we're a good fit and I know for sure I can help you, then cool. Would love to have that conversation with you, right? I'm all for making money, same as the next guy. But whether or not we have that discussion, totally up to you. So there will be a link below this video, or I'm not quite sure, maybe in the email that you're getting that we're sending out. There'll be a link, takes you to my calendar. Book some time to speak to me. I will say this though, it's just me. I don't have an entire team of people helping me with these calls. So Like I said, 12, maybe 14 of these spots are going to open up. Jump on them quick, because once they're gone, they're gone. So if you want to get on the phone with me, get on Zoom rather, take action, book your call today. Speaking of the day, have an awesome day, and I hope to speak to you soon.